up tomorrow. Got the recording.
Ron wants us recorded.
Okay, we're recording.
No, that's for everybody in case you
No,
need
it's
to
good.
get back.
It's good.
Yeah.
So I'll bring all that stuff up tomorrow. I'll figure out where I'm going to hide the key, and Travis, I'll let you know what it is, because you probably have to go up there and get money to pay the farmer for the generator.
Okay. George, if you want to stop by the house and hide the key down here or something like that, that would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I can figure a spot for you to throw that.
Okay. Text me or email that over to me where you think's a good place, and I'll do
Okay.
that. As I say, I'll be heading up tomorrow.
And-
stuff like
And
that.
the other, unfortunately, I'm at work tomorrow, but the other thing you could do is my kids are here. If you wanted to stash it in the mailbox, and then I could, you shoot me a text, and then I could tell the kids, go out to the mailbox and get it.
Okay. All right.
So that way we're not interacting. I mean, I'd be perfectly fine putting mask on both the kids and you, and we'd be all right, but that way we're,
And if I see anybody, I have a mask right there in my truck to stick on immediately. But
okay.
yeah, tell me a good place. Well, the thing is, I only think about the mailbox. I do have $400 cash in an envelope, and I don't know if you want me to put that in the, or do you want me to just leave it locked in the trailer?
I was thinking, we could just leave it locked in the trailer. That'd probably be fine.
Okay.
Let's just do that.
I'll put the cash in the trailer. It'll be in the little operating position that we have made up. I'll have it in the top desk drawer. So
Okay.
it'll be in the envelope. And because with the $400 in there, you'll be able to pay for the generator, and you'll be,
How much is that?
that's $225.
Okay.
And
What time can I get that?
You can either go on Thursday late afternoon / early evening, or you can go Friday morning, whatever
Okay.
works in your schedule. It
All
is Weaver's Farm. It is directly across from Crops Market.
Okay, I know where that's at. Okay.
The fellow who you're gonna deal with there is Gil Weaver, and I will send you his phone number so you have it, his cell phone number. in case you
Perfect.
want to chat with him.
Okay.
And he has 4 diesel generator or light trailers, and we are getting, we'll call it the green one. That's the one that Ron and I tested out, and it was fine. I think it's an old Sunbelt rental trailer, and it has
Okay.
less hours on it, and we started, it runs fine and all that. So
Okay.
is and he said he will do this when you pay him, just get a little receipt of some sort from him, just so we can keep
Okay.
track for money. And then for everyone to know, Kelly Phillips will be bringing up our porta potty sometime Friday. He wasn't sure when. I said we're going to be there pretty much most of the day. So when he comes up, that's $200. So with that money that's in the envelope, we're going to be $25 short to pay him. So we'll just put $25 together
Not a problem.
to pay him.
Not a problem.
And I told both him and I told the Gail, the farmer, that we would give him cash, and we have almost enough cash, just not envelope.
Yeah, we're fine. Okay.
So, okay, so money, keys, wait, yeah, so I guess that's everything that I have on my list. Is there anything that you folks think you're gonna need that I haven't put on the list for me to bring up?
George, one of the things we had talked about potentially weed whacking. Do you think that needs to get done?
I don't think it's that bad. I'll see how the weather
Okay.
is when we get up there on.
I was up there today. I don't think it needs to be done.
You think you're
Okay,
okay? Josh? Okay.
Perfect.
Because I had
Cross
done
now.
that about a week ago.
Yeah,
So it
okay.
was a lot better than it was. And I know it's possible it's gonna be rainy tomorrow.
All right. And was the white trailer still there? Chuck, do you remember that where hospitality was with that? Was that white trailer back?
There's nothing blocking where the tent was and where the porta potty is or will go, but the next thing is a trailer
Right.
on the edge.
Yes, right in the edge there, right where the porta potty would be.
I don't think it's gonna get in our way.
Okay.
If anything, you guys could hook onto that and sneak that thing forward 5 feet. It's not like it's, an assigned spot. Whoever's renting along there, it's that whole area. In fact, I think it's the same guy who rents that whole area.
Okay.
Along here.
Did
So,
you guys ever figure out lighting for the hospitality tent?
yeah, Joe, you have that covered, right? Don't you have Christmas lights?
Yeah, and Martha's going to bring it the same she had last year.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, okay.
What's the, if this is already covered, I apologize, but what time are we meeting up there on Friday?
Has not been covered yet.
I
Okay,
haven't set a time.
okay. And the other thing is I've ordered 10 HTs, brand new HTs. They've come in. So
nice.
tomorrow morning, they're still in the box, and we're going to put them all on chargers. And we'll program 147.12 simplex with a PL tone on it for encode and decode. So we'll have plenty of HTs for working groups, the stations, especially if it's raining, we won't have to run around very much at all. And they're to be left, they're a donation from me for the
Thank you, Joe. That's
for the
great.
field day group.
That
And I
is
want to
awesome.
thank Kim and Greg, my daughter and son-in-law, because it was such a great price. They would only allow me to order 3.
Oh,
I ordered 3. Martha ordered 3, and I asked Greg to get some and Kim to get some. So I've already paid Kim and Greg off. And I don't know, Martha, did I pay you off? Oh, I don't know. I might have, what does she call, I might have, what do you call that, belly? Sucker punch. That's a
yeah,
term
there
she
you go.
used. I pulled the wool over her financially. I was thinking of that last night. So anyway, so we should have good communication between us.
That is
And
wonderful.
they're
Thank
the
you.
4-watt UV 5Rs.
They're fine.
I paid about $20 a piece for them. It was just amazing.
That's
And I actually have 12, but I'll probably keep 2 maybe for raffles for Christmas or something like that. I think 10 will be enough for field day.
I think you'll have,
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Do you have the PL tone?
Yeah, well, has the PL tone been agreed upon? I was just gonna put it in what I thought it should be.
You can do 100.
Yeah,
Just do 100.
yeah.
Anybody else who wants to bring a 2-meter radio, so you have your own in your pocket, just set it to 147.12, 100 PLs, one
Now, the
simple.
talk in at the hospitality suite, I know Luke volunteered to bring his ICOM 2200. Do we have a rig, a 2-meter rig, already promised for the
No.
hospitality suite for talk in?
No, we
No.
don't.
So
No.
Luke, could you bring your 2200?
You can do that, Luke. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can bring that. Do I need to bring a power supply too, or what?
Yeah, that would be good.
All right, I can bring that.
And then I'll bring an antenna. Last year I used an antenna on a mic stand,
Yeah, that's good.
and it has the antenna adapter on the top and everything like that. So
I think Bill has an extra antenna too, if we need. Bill, don't you have a comment?
does it have an NMO mount?
No, I think last year I also had my Diamond X50 with a piece of 10-foot mast just tied to the tree there by the tent.
You're right. Can we use
And I
the
have
same
that.
one?
I have that.
Can we use the same one this year?
Sure, you can. Absolutely. And that's on a VHF connector.
PL259.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, and Luke, I think your 2200 has a standard PL259 connector, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Good. Thank you, guys. Excellent.
I'm going to go take it down now.
Talking.
It's raining pretty hard now.
Right over my head.
George,
about
is there a general list of where everything is at the site? I had taken off on Friday to try to get up there early and do some of the legwork, but I don't know where anything is. So is there like a master list of what's to be set up Friday and where those things are hidden on site?
Or a map.
So yeah, I sort of have that we'll be able to work that out.
And there's nothing really hidden up there, Harvey. Pretty much anything else is going to be in my storage trailer, which you guys have keys for.
Is that the one that Chuck was sitting in?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much everything's in there.
Okay.
How about the
George,
10?
is the 10-meter or the 10-meter antenna up there or
I'll be
no?
bringing it up tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Although I
How
do
about the
want,
hospitality tent? Is that going to be put up on Friday? Is that the plan of record?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Is
Okay, there's an
Bill-
antenna. There's
is-
2-meter
is
check.
Bill, I think he brought the hospitality tent last year. Bill owes
Yeah,
him.
it's already up in the
It's
camper.
already there. It's in the storage trailer.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
all the metal work, all the framework and the
Okay.
holes and all that, so that's all there also.
Okay.
Hey, George,
Yes.
what about fuel for the generator?
So do you guys think we'll need, I should look how much we burnt last year, but I have
No,
5.
Used last year.
Say it again, Phil. I missed it.
I said, I don't know how much we actually used last year.
I think we only used 5 gallons last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was next to nothing.
Yeah. So I have a 5-gallon can of diesel there. And
Okay.
I will, when I go up tomorrow, I'll set it in the trailer, and I also have a 5-gallon can of non-ethanol. So if you do happen to use any other type of generator, you got the non-ethanol to put in it.
And your backpack generator is still there for the hospitality.
Yes, sir. It is still there. You know, you just have to fire that up and see how it affects things down there. We know
Yeah.
that we were up close to the antennas. It was horrendous.
Yeah.
Bill would probably know this, but refresh my memory. I don't think we used them last year, but for the hospitality tent, do we have drop leaves in case we have a blowing rain or anything?
They are there.
Okay.
Yes, they are with the box.
Okay, thank you, Bill. Because as Chuck said, we got to plan for the worst and hope for the best.
You got it. Now the forecast that I heard today sounds like a little less rain on Saturday than they were originally forecasting.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't have a real big downpour and soak yourselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone heard the same thing on that.
Mhm.
It almost sounds like Friday could be the worst of the 3 days as far as rain goes, from what I heard today.
So
You
Harvey,
guys-
my plan was to get there at 9-ish on Friday,
Mhm.
and start going from there.
Okay, the things I'm thinking about, I just plan to be using myself as manual labor. So what I'm thinking about is we got people bringing up stuff that are like the pop-ups and walls and things like that, where stations are going to be located, what pop-ups go where. That's the kind of stuff that I really care about, because that's the stuff that I plan to be doing, is just like the grunt work there. So running coax lines and moving trailers and things like that. So as long as you have an idea, or you know where things are going, that's fine for me. I just, I'm just thinking off the cuff here. I don't really know where everybody wants everything set up. So I plan to show up early and just start putting stuff together.
Okay.
Could I-
I know that we've got the 160 that we want to get strung. We've got your end fed that we want to get strung for the GOTA station. And then eventually we're going to have to get the fiber strung across the road down to the digital station. So I know that those are the 3 cables that have to be run outside of the coax that has to go from the various antennas and stuff.
And of course, the hospitality tent.
Yep.
That's gotta
Could
go.
I ask
Can you repeat
one
that?
question?
Can that be repeated? I didn't hear that about the hospitality.
Well, it's one of the bigger things to put up.
The tent itself.
Okay, putting up the hospitality. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Plus we
Could I
need
follow up?
to.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bill.
I was just going to ask, I was going to follow up on Harvey's question a little bit because I had the same thoughts. And last year, and I think it worked well in the setup, we decided we got the fixed thing set up first, then radios and coax and all of that.
Okay.
So it's trailers and the masts and equipment. I was wondering, would it be appropriate to review that document we looked at one of the other times?
Sure. I'll bring that
Where
up.
they go in relationship to the trailers we're adding. And
Yeah.
because as Harvey said, that'll be the first thing. If we all know where all these pieces are going, we can all get right at that. And then, as you said, the hospitality tent takes it's going to take half of us to
Right.
put that.
Right. Good. Okay.
So my question, George, is, do you have Scott's unit placed where you want it, or?
No.
Okay.
It's just gonna be sitting up there. You guys are gonna have to decide where to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess the other question with that is, it'll be placing the trailers proportionate to where they're within reach of their antennas.
Right.
Right. Do you know what, do you know?
Travis, are you able to email this picture to us?
Yeah.
Do you
Appreciate it.
know whose trailer is going where?
Yeah, why don't we go over that?
Yeah, I can tell you a couple of them right up front. So where it says GOTA, right to the left of where it says GOTA is my StarCraft travel trailer, gutted travel trailer. And you've got an operating position already set up in that. So you can decide what you want to put in there. I mean, you could slide 15 meters in there. You could slide your 80 meter, you can do whatever. And that way you're enclosed in there if you so desire. Where it says 80 meters, that is my tent camper, which you guys will just have to crank up and put the tarps around.
Yep.
right?
The tarps are in it.
They're actually in the storage trailer, in the enclosed trailer. And I'll have and you'll see them. I mean, they're on the rack there. They're all
They're
over.
the only ones there.
Yeah. And there's more tarps than you need. Right.
And you have stuff to hang them, George, or
Cordage.
do you need stuff?
What I did last year was I'm certain those pipes there, I rolled them up on PVC pipes and just rolled them down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I go along here, so you have the 20-meter position, which right now at this current time, that's where my mass trailer is sitting right this second. So you're going to probably move that mass trailer out of there, and you're going to put an enclosed trailer in there.
Oh, we're doing an enclosed trailer, or are we doing a pop-up with sides?
Well, I'll leave that up to you guys.
Okay.
I mean, you have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 available enclosed trailers that you can use. You have Tom's, you have Alan KB's, he's going to bring one up, and you have Phil's.
Yep.
So you have all 3 of those. You could just put those in position.
Well, that's the 3 remaining stations, right? So we would need one for 20, 40, and 10. The rest already have structure.
You are
Is that right?
Except for UHF, he gets to stand out in the rain.
Oh, well.
Oh, come on, it's MCOM.
George, are you still, I heard you talking about 160 meter. You're still keeping with 4A and you're just going to share
So
one of the other stations. What's that?
So let's
real quick?
go over that again, guys, because we started at 4A. We said, let's go back up to 5A.
Mhm.
And I've been thinking about this. 10 meters has been pretty dead. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we go to 5A, we're going to have somebody sitting on 10 meters listening to the receiver hiss. So maybe we should go to 4A.
It depends how band mobile the digital stations are.
Yeah,
Because if the bands are dead, if we run into 15 and 10 and 6 being dead, the ability will be there to run those just solid on digital.
Because you know that 80, 40, and 20 at night are going to be fine. 15, there has been some activity on, I know, during the day. So you might be okay there, but I don't know. Something like 10 is not going to be viable at all.
Well,
Well, you know
Well-
what your
Well,
money
5
making bands are. So
Oh, of course.
80, 40, and 20 are going to be the stellar ones. You're not going to 160 other than the novelty of working 160. There's not a lot of field activity on 160.
Is that right, Joe? Because I don't know.
That is absolutely the case.
We
There's
just-
like nothing. I operated 160 on a field day, and the only contact that I got is because I was calling field day on a frequency, and some guys came on. Oh, we got a regular, every night sked on this frequency. That was the only.
Yep.
Well,
160
but
is
the
all
way
about
I see it
nest.
is it's a math thing. 80, 40, and 20 are going to be fine. But when it becomes to be about 8 o'clock or so, if the higher frequency bands aren't active, chances are we're only going to have 3 bands anyway. So with 4 bands plus GOTA plus VHF, 160 would at least give us some operating there. I think having the ability to do 160 might serve some utility, especially if everyone else is just standing around. But I don't, like I said before, going to 5A from 4A, I don't know if we're really going to be able to capitalize on that. But I think the main thing was that we would get more points initially for being 5A, and then we would also have a smaller pool of competition was the idea, I think.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't know.
Remember
I mean, you guys decide. You've been working this the whole time. I'm a latecomer to the scene. George asked me to attend, so I'm attending. But to me, the 4 alpha makes sense. You're not going to work hardly anything on 160. I've been on 160 for 50 years, and I listen during field day. And it's other than you want to call CQ till you're blue in the face, 160 is not going to be providing too much. Plus 160 is a horribly noisy band in the summer. So it's not popular in the summer whatsoever.
It's going to be bad enough 180.
Yeah, it's going to be bad enough. But the thing
Yeah.
on 80 is you have so doggone many signals on 80, and you have strong signals on 80. So 80, even in the summer for field day, is a fantastic band. And because of the digital FT8 activity last year on 80, we got our ass kicked.
Well, what about on 160?
And then-
I know that you pay attention to voice and CW and stuff, but have you ever paid attention if FT8 is active on 160?
In all honesty, I have not, Harvey. I would be very, very surprised if it is for field day. I would
Harvey,
really be
on
surprised.
160, I can clear all the stations in like 15 minutes. on
Okay, well,
160.
like I said, if we run into that situation though, that's kind of the idea of the van there. I mean, that antenna takes all of 30 seconds to deploy for 160. So, I mean, just back pocket it. I don't know if we should probably do the 160 last. If setup is all done by noon and it's like, well, we're here, why not?
I like that.
I suppose we
Yeah,
could, but even if we don't get time to run that full size 160 dipole, in a pinch, in literally a minute, I can have the van up on 160.
Well, the thing of it is, if you want to operate 160, fine, but do it in replacement of another band and keep with the 4A.
Well, we'd actually be
Well, yeah.
5A without 160
Why?
because we're going to have 5 transmitters with the digital station. We'll have, that's my understanding, correct,
Well,
George?
wait a minute. You're going to have 80, 40, 20. So you're planning on having the digital and
There's gonna-
sideband simultaneously?
Corbin,
Okay.
And
Okay.
15.
Okay.
So-
That's something I didn't realize. So
Yeah,
We
so-
we have tested phone and digital and found them to be compatible, but not with CW.
understand. So you could have some guys on Slot Bucket and some guys on FT8 at the same time.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Well, that gets you to 5A then.
if I could make one other comment.
Yeah, sure.
I had a long conversation last night with John KFT about this, and not to belabor it too much. I kind of personally vote for staying in 5A. I personally don't care so much how we come out against others, it's just how well we improve. So staying in 5A, we got a good benchmark for ourselves and how we do in that class and competition. John said that what they did at Marble Newtown is we only have to operate any of those other bands once to qualify for it. He said they actually took HTs and worked 2 meters, 440, 220 one time, and we're in 11A, and they won it because they were the only ones. But to me, it isn't about, I just like staying at 5A. I think we're this far along.
Yeah.
If you set up on Friday and want to go to 6, that's fine. But just putting my 2 cents in there. So thanks.
No, I get you on that. It does measure us against what we did last year.
Mhm.
My only concern on this, as I was been thinking this out, is 10 is so dead. And when we start off on Saturday, there's going to be very little, or if anything, on 80 meters at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, a little bit of skyway, but it's not going to be much. So you're going to need to put a station. You have your digital, that's one of them, and then you're going to need 4 more stations. So that's a 40, a 20, a 15, and a 10.
So switch to 160 for 10.
Well,
There's
at that
nothing on
time,
160 during the day. There's
Yeah,
0
160
on
won't be.
160 during the day.
right, you're not going to have anything on there at that time.
And
So you're looking for another active
Yeah,
band.
yeah.
Well, but keep in mind, there's also GOTA. We can't GOTA on the same band that we're doing the rest of the stuff. So during the day, if you've got 40, 20, 15, and 10, GOTA will have to be doing something. So if one band is dead, we still have the stations to cover that, because we've got more transmitters, I guess, than our classification actually lends. We've got the GOTA in addition to the 5 alpha.
Correct. So, like, obviously, you need to leave some room for GOTA. So they've got to have some band. They need to have some band to operate on.
Yeah, especially because anybody coming to do GOTA is probably not doing it at midnight on 160. They're going to be there during more normal people hours.
You got it right.
well,
So
Greg is going to be operating GOTA, and I think he's probably staying for the whole thing.
good.
So
I'm a night
He-
owl. I can. I
he's
can
a
hang late.
night owl, man. He's gonna rack and stack them when everybody else is snoozing.
I love it. I love it.
So yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning is like 6 p.m. to him. So anyway, yeah. So I think Greg's going to do really, really well on the GOTA station. That's going to be. It was successful last year. It's even going to be better this year.
Mhm.
So with staying with 5A, let's just think about this. If you're 5A, you have your digital stations. That takes up one of your slots, wherever they are. You have 40, 20, 15, and 10 that you're going to start with. At 2 o'clock on Saturday, you're going to get on there and you're going to work those bands. So GOTA then has the choice of 6 or 80 that they can be on.
Mhm.
Right away. And they can flop between the two. I know there have been some 6-meter openings. I've been hearing about these.
Mhm.
And I know there's some Skywave on 80 during the day. I mean, it's not going to be completely dead, right? I mean, you're going to have local stations. How far out is 80 good during the day, Joe? 100 miles, 200 miles?
About 100. I was
100.
on the AWA net this morning at 9:30 to 10:30, and past 100 miles, it starts petering out.
Okay, all right. So we have the 100-mile radius around us that, any stations that are on 80 at that time, you'll be able to work all those. I don't know how long that takes. I mean, maybe that's 20 minutes. I don't know. But they have, 6 and 8 and 80 they can use right away.
But any visitors that come and want to operate GOTA, they should have priority regardless of band.
And the reason that we're not able to transmit together is just for interference. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Because
Okay.
and we don't have enough antennas either. I mean, if you throw that NFED up, that's great. You'd have that as well. Like say it's good on 40 meters, but you're not going to be able to work 40 meter in sideband and put one of our other normal stations on sideband at the same time.
Is GOTA still 5 times the QSO count or
Yes,
point
yes.
count?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
So it's 5 times. So it seems like GOTA should have some really good priority.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
get 5
that's
points
why I
versus
think they'll have the
1 point.
multi-band antenna. They can jump
Yeah.
around real quick.
Right. But anyway, I'm a little concerned with starting off that we, maybe there'll be activity on 10. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll get on there and you'll have some activity, but maybe not too.
Hey, Luke, you've been on 10 pretty much every day. What have you been working over the last week on 10 distance-wise in the States?
I today and yesterday I didn't hear anything, but I believe on Monday I was getting like Midwest, like Illinois area.
Okay.
Yesterday on
thing
10
is-
meters, there were Pennsylvania spots coming in for lots of DX, but it was only over the course of about an hour. It was spotty.
All right.
Field day is different though, in that, people come out of the woodwork that you don't hear any other time.
Yeah.
True.
True. You
That's
think
gonna
the
be good
band's
for
dead and all of a
80
sudden it lightens up.
And if I'm correct, as far as 5A, that just means you can have 5 stations on at once. You don't have to the whole time.
Just one time.
Yeah, just one time. And the main thing from 4A to 5 is you're competing with larger station groups at 5A than you are with 4A. As far as comparing our own point total to the previous year, you can compare that either way. It doesn't matter which category you're in.
Yeah. That is correct. Right. So,
I may have heard that wrong, but I thought what was said before on a previous meeting was that the pool is actually smaller at 5A, not
It is
larger.
smaller at 5A. I'm trying to pull up the results from last year from December,
Yeah.
but I thought
The
pool was
pool is smaller, but they're bigger stations. You're competing against 5A stations, not 4A. It's like try a 1 transmitter station competing with
I
us.
see what
They
you're
wouldn't have
saying.
much
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
yes,
That's the main difference is it's meant to help you compete against similar size stations,
Right.
not the number.
Got it.
That's why I say if you're mainly concerned about how we're doing and do we do better than we did last year, our point total will tell you how we did, not what
Yeah.
others have done.
I realized that after I said that, Jim. Yeah, so it really doesn't matter at all. It's got to hammer.
It boils down to what the group thinks is the best way to go. I mean, remember the primary purpose of this is to have a good time, keep everybody busy and have fun.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So,
Yeah.
whatever you think would facilitate that in the best way, whatever the group feels would facilitate that, then, just do that, whatever it is.
Yeah, and 5A is fine, even if you don't use it the whole time.
Yeah,
Right.
the way I would look
I
at
think
it,
we have all the antennas for 5A ready, so we should use it in case we do need some redundancy halfway through the day.
yeah, I don't think going to 5A hurts us either. If we don't,
No.
if we don't use it, we don't get hurt. We get an extra 100 points, and I don't see there to be any downside. We have the equipment for it already, so if it doesn't hurt us to do it, I say we stick with the plan we already had.
I say if we can get five stations set up tomorrow, Friday, weather permitting, we do it.
And also, I think I think we're all in agreement with this. An important feature of field day is getting people on the air that ordinarily wouldn't be they strangers or newly licensed or whatever.
Mhm.
And get them on the air and active. So either in GOTA or just sitting in on another station, but get priority, give priority to people that might otherwise not get on the air.
Agreed.
And I had to leave. I'm sorry, but I'll see you Saturday at least. If not
Okay.
Friday.
Thank you,
Sounds good,
Jim.
Good
Thanks,
seeing you,
Jim.
Jim.
Thanks,
Thanks
Jim.
for, thanks for making
Yeah,
it.
see you now. Appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. If it's really a rain out, do you think you'd move the GOTA into the enclosed trailer and have 2 stations going there? Or you think it's gonna be okay, Travis?
I was planning to be outside.
All right,
But do you have a way to keep yourself dry?
Yeah, I've got a pop up or an easy up with sides.
sides.
Okay,
So-
so you're cool.
You'd
So
also
I'm a
be
little,
sheltered. a couple
Not
sides.
not that I need to know, but I'm a little confused about how many trailers we have, how many are we missing when we talk about the 5A category, if that's what we're settling on now. And when we go to the site on Friday, do we know what trailer, what equipment goes in what trailer? Because it's just some ambiguity. Maybe it's clear to everybody else, but
It is not clear, Joe. I think that's a great thing, and I was gonna
Sure we
bring
started.
that up too.
Yeah,
Um,
very good.
So the enclosed George trailer, which is next to GOTA,
Right.
would be, what station would we want to run into that? Is that the 80 meter?
Well, could I ask real quick for the CW guys, is it difficult to have a CW op and a voice op in the same trailer, or is that a bad idea?
That is actually the best setup.
I would feel like they would be completely separate, right? Because CW guys are rocking headphones and they're not doing voices. So
Correct.
does that work for CW guys, or does that hinder?
If you're putting 2 stations within the same trailer, it would be best to have a CW and a voice station. within the
versus 2
GOTA.
voice stations, that's kind of chaotic.
Well, because you're hearing each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whereas
that
with
might
CW
maximize our storage or our weather tight spaces. It might maximize it if we could double up on that trailer, since that trailer on the inside looked fairly large.
Yeah, and you can put another table up to do a second operating position.
The other caveat I'll say, it depends how good the CW op is. If you have a very, very experienced CW op, it's a no issue. If you have a CW operator that has to think a little bit more and concentrate a little more and likes to have some degree of quietness when he operates, that would be a little bit more challenging to him.
Well, you have 2. You've
Yeah.
got Keith and you've got Jim.
Right.
Those are CW guys. that are gonna
You
be-
got headphones.
Right.
Well, also, is 80 and 40, is the plan for that to be mostly CW, both those mans?
No.
Oh, no, you want to split it
No,
up.
no.
You want to do both.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
mandatory to get the points. I can operate some CW too. I'm still good about 25 or 30.
Oh, that's plenty for field.
So are you saying that you want one of those bands on voice, one of those bands on CW? Is that what you're saying?
If they
We'll
don't
use
interfere
both
with
modes
each other.
on both of them.
I'm sorry, say it again.
We'll use both modes on both of them.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I was,
so no,
I was just thinking if there were two bands that you wanted mostly CW because of the good double contacts that they could go in that then.
yeah, I see what you're saying. But you're gonna want to do both on both of those bands. In fact, all three, 80, 40, and 20, you're gonna want to do a split of sideband and CW.
Okay.
Because that's where
Just
most
not at the same time on each band.
you got it.
So what stations will be in the trailer next to the GOTA?
Let's see.
I mean, if you did 80 and 15, that could work because if 15 is dead, then 80 is basically alone, but we have the two stations there. And isn't the 15-meter antenna right outside the trailer?
The 15 meter will be on, that's the one that's going to be on the van,
Right.
which is going to be parked roughly in this location.
Yeah, pretty close.
That's
to
where it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's
where it
right-
is. Perfect. Okay.
Is that the beam or is that the dipole that was there on the testing day?
The beam.
Beam. A beam.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah, so
TA
there's a
33 is
beam.
going on there, right?
Yes, correct. You put the TA-33 on the mast truck.
Yeah.
For 20 meters.
Yeah, and I'd run that thing right away. I'd run that on 20.
And the initial idea was, depending on what was the hotter band, 15 or 10, the TH3 Junior would be shared on those two bands.
Yeah, and I have a 10-meter 3-element beam I put together. It's just a homebrew job.
Okay.
So you can put that in the air too, and you actually have enough mass trailers to do that.
Well, with the GOTA, or not the GOTA, but with the FT8 station, does that bump us out of 5 alpha?
Yeah, remember they're one of the 5 alpha.
They're one of them. Yeah.
One of them, yes.
Yeah. They're part of that count.
Okay.
So you
But
can
not
run.
okay. Yeah.
You can run 4 analog stations. Basically, is what we're thinking about. You know,
Exactly.
figure on us running 4 stations because
Yeah.
they count as one.
Yep.
But back to what we're talking about. What are you gonna put in that enclosed trailer? Do you put one in there that's a real that's a popular band? Do you put 20 meters in there?
Is that the trailer, George? It's your storage trailer?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what you're calling the enclosed trailer.
Let's
Yeah.
call it's the Starcraft.
There's a Starcraft,
Okay.
and it has a. I mean, I put a bench in there. It's a decent little operating position. It's already set up for you.
One
you get-
position, correct?
I'm sorry. What was that?
One position currently?
One position currently. That's right. But you could put a table in next to that and run a second.
It seems like it would make sense to have one guaranteed band in there and then one
Right.
maybe band in there. That
Right.
makes sense to me.
If it really pours, it gets really nasty. That's when you would double up that one.
Okay, so what would be the primary station in the enclosed trailer?
Guys want to put 20 in there? Because beam's gonna be right there.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
so we say 20 meters. And
Makes
what
sense
would,
for the antenna, yes.
okay, now if we do 2 stations, what's everybody's choice for the second maybe station?
Sticks? No, that's
6
VHF.
or 10.
Yeah, I
10?
was thinking 10 too.
10 and 15 shared?
10 in or 15. I mean, if you're rolling all 3 of those bands at the same time, you're gonna need that third antenna. And that's where we have 10 meters.
Yeah, I'd split it up. I'd do something like I don't know, like 80 and 10 or 80 and 15 or 40 and 10, 40 and 15, something, one that's guaranteed, one that's a maybe. Because if it ends up being dead, then you're just one station in the trailer. They got all the quiet they need.
I would not put 40 and 15 in the same trailer for reasons of harmonic.
The third harmonic.
Good idea. Good thought. Good thought.
So these two locations, the 15 meter and the 20 meter, is where the 2 tri-banders are.
Correct.
That was our original plan.
Yeah.
With this quote unquote 15 meter, that's it. And correct me if I'm wrong, TH3, am I?
The 50, yeah, the mass truck.
Yeah.
we were gonna put the TA 33 on the mass.
TA 33.
TA 33, yeah. That's
The
the one
big
that
one.
we just, I think that's the one we just took down, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the one that you and I just took down.
Yeah, it's a
So-
little, it's physically a little bigger, yeah, so that was
Yeah.
gonna be on the mass truck.
And then the TA, this is the TA 33 Junior, is that right?
Oh, it's a TH3.
TH3?
TH3 is gonna go on the generator,
Ah, that's going on the generator.
correct? Yeah.
And we need to take the lights off the generator to do that, right?
I think so. Do I not see? No, Ron's still here. Ron, what do you think? Are we gonna be able to get a stub on there to put an antenna above those lights? You looked at that along with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send the pictures around to everybody too. Yeah,
I think
yeah, I
you'll
think we
be
can
able
do
to.
yeah,
What do you think, Ron?
yeah, I think we could do that. In fact, if you remember, you, me and Gil talked about that down there at the farm. Taking the lights off. It should be, and we should be able to get that up there.
So what's your thoughts? Do take the lights off or leave them on there and put the stub, like you're gonna need a pipe stub to put above the where the lights are
I don't
mounted.
know if the lights are really in the way.
Right.
That didn't seem because they're on, obviously they're on the cross booms
Right.
in the middle.
Yeah.
They shouldn't, they should not necessarily be in the way.
So we're gonna need a piece of pipe, like 1.25 inches, to go above that. Is that something that anyone here has?
I have plenty of it. 1.25 OD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
yeah.
all that mast is 1.25 OD. I got plenty of it, plenty of clamps.
Well, but we're talking about a stub piece, Bill, maybe 5 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
got 5, 10s, 15s, and 20s.
Awesome. So if you can put a 5 foot stub on that generator trailer and you bolt it on, I think that'd work for you. And leave
Okay.
the lights on it.
All right, we do not have the U-bolts for that though, right?
I have a lot of U-bolts. We have a hardware store up the street. I'd say if we know what that diameter, the head section, if it's round or square,
It's
that's
square.
saddle bolt. But
Square.
it's square. Is it
Yeah.
2-inch tube?
At the very top, I'd say it's not. I'd say it's more like 1.5 inches at the top.
Okay, well, we can just run to the hardware store right up the street Friday when we're setting up and
What
Come up
antenna is
with
going to go? What antenna is going to go on Scott's trailer? I understand he is loaning us a mass trailer.
Yeah, that's the TA 33.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay. That's
No.
well. What's going on Bob's trailer? HM.
Oh, my bad. I'm talking wrong.
It's okay.
So
So
you
Bill,
got- Go ahead, George.
Bill is gonna take Scott's trailer to put all his stuff on.
Okay, and that way he doesn't have to use the thing on the back of his truck.
Exactly. If he needs to leave or whatever, he
Got it.
have to
Okay,
unhook all
I
that stuff.
understand. Thank you.
Yeah. And Bill, I didn't know if we're gonna put the like where the green circle is or oval. Are you gonna set up there? Or are you gonna move more into one of the slots? I didn't know.
well, I didn't know what you were going to do, and I don't know what I'm going to do to get out of the weather. I've got an open pop-up tent.
Right.
We could set that out there and no problem. It's probably not in the way. And it'd be a little more open rather than right up against the trees. And I'll just set up, I got plenty of coax. As I say, we so far still don't have a station pinned down to a trailer. So
Second station.
let's see. Yeah, well, we have 80 meters. We know that now, right? In one trailer. So I just figured get all the stations shook out and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to the trails because that's our structures. I think that's really important. So GOTA, you're going to use your pop-up with the sides, right, Thomas? So you're going to be
Yep.
behind the enclosed trailer.
Yeah,
Did we make did we say we're going to put 20 meters in the enclosed trailer in the Starcraft?
that was one of them, yes.
Okay. So 20 goes in there. Now, where it says 80 meters in the oval, I mean, you can keep that if you want. That's going to be my pop-up trailer that you have to put just tarps around.
That's a good spot for the coax.
Yeah, the coax is
Okay.
right there. That's right. Okay.
There's two.
Now 40 meters.
So 40 meters, you can, you have an open, where it says 20 meters and you have that oval in there, you have an open space in there. Where you can push a trailer in there. And where it says 40 meters, you have an open space there where you can push a trailer in there. All right,
And that's a good
Okay,
spot
how-
for that coax.
good
Yeah,
spot.
the
for what?
40, that's the reason we did the 40 meter there, was because that's where that coax would theoretically. land.
So when you say push a trailer, and what trailer do you suggest pushing in there, George?
So for 40 meters, let's just say, let's say we
Tom's.
use Tom's.
Okay, Tom's trailer.
And Tom's will hold 2, correct?
You could actually put 2 stations. It is,
It's pretty big.
the box is 16 foot long.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you could put a station like in the front and a station closer to the rear if you so desired.
Tom's trailer is gonna be hard to spin around by hand, being
'Cause it's a-
dual axle.
Because it's a dolly. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You're not gonna spin that by hand.
It just means we can't put it all the way in. It's gonna be sticking out a little bit.
Well, it's getting it turned, it's getting it nosed in towards the
Yeah.
trees is gonna be the problem. I think Tom's trailer, being a dual axle, should be along that, that front row of, like where Bill and, between the Starcraft and where Bill sets up.
Well,
Can we
That
put it-
works.
And I guess the only disadvantage is the coax isn't long enough, so we'd have to get more coax to
Right.
go to it. but-
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, we have the TH3 is on this generator truck.
correct. Correct.
So
Yeah.
we could put Tom's there and run
Okay.
that tri-bander into that. Then we just need a trailer for 40 meter.
So that
Okay,
puts
so-
20, so that puts 20 meters in Tom's trailer. So, but we were talking about having 20 in George's.
Yeah, there's a
trailer.
trailer station.
I thought you were gonna put the 20 in my enclosed. I thought you were. I
Yeah.
thought that's what we talked about.
Yeah, because it's right next to its antenna on the mast truck.
Right, right.
Right.
Okay.
And
So-
you were gonna keep the 80 in my pop-up tent camper.
Yep.
Right.
And where it says 20, where the oval is for the 20, we've got to decide what's going in there. That isn't, the reason I'm saying that, that's an open slot. When you pull the
Mhm.
mass trailer out of there, that's all open. You got a big space to put something in.
Well, what's our other trailer? Allen's?
Yes, correct,
Okay, and that would hold 1 person.
correct.
Okay, so I could work, if there's room for enough people, I could work in Tom's, because I'd be also adjacent to it,
Right.
if you're gonna put a second station in there.
So
That's a
Tom's now,
question.
so Tom's now would be what 2 bands? We have VHF, UHF. And what's the primary station?
The
15.
antenna that's on the generator.
15,
In Tom's trailer?
yeah,
Okay, so we got 15, and then we got Bill, right? With his
Right.
VHF, UH stuff in Tom's trailer.
hmm
And based on Phil's
Mhm.
suggestion, I guess Tom's trailer should not be backed in back there, but it should be parallel to all
Yeah.
the VHF,
Yeah.
UHF and all that, right?
Well, you could
Put it right here.
you could back it in, but what
Yeah.
I'm talking about was taking the trailers, the little trailers, and pushing them in, pushing their tongue in towards the trees so that you can open the back door.
And have
Otherwise,
the back door here,
yeah, and have the back door facing out into the open area.
as
Gotcha.
opposed to having to walk around it and enter it from the
Correct.
trees.
Correct.
And that should be any of the single axle trailers to spin around.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe depending on which direction the storm's coming from this weekend, it might be the opposite. But, okay, so
I didn't even think of that.
that
Well, I
gives us,
thought the idea was there'd be easy ups outside the trailers. So
Right.
you
Right,
nose them,
but
you nose them in, open the back, put the easy up out the back. You shouldn't have any blowing rain getting in.
Right.
okay, let's move on. So we've got 15 in UHF in that, and we've
Uh-huh.
got 80 over there, and we've got a good slot for 20. And we still need to get the, let's see, what do we need? 40
10.
meters and 10 meters yet.
Well, I thought you were gonna put 40 where it is.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Phil, do we put
What
Phil's
trailer-
trailer at 40?
So Phil will be 40. Okay,
Phil,
got
you
it. So-
put your trailer in there, because you can nose that in.
Okay, Travis, you're writing all this down, right?
I'm about to.
I'm actually capturing notes, Phil.
Okay,
so
Okay.
good.
So
Well,
Phil's
meter-
trailer is going to get 40 meters. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna read this all out once we think we settled.
Okay,
I mean, somebody's gonna mark it on the map, so when we're up there, we just look at pictures.
right.
Yeah, pictures are good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We
That's the
had
whole
people,
point of
we had
this.
people doubling what trailer is used for 40 one more time?
Bills.
Phil's.
Phil's.
Phil's trailer.
Okay.
All right. And
Got
so
it.
that would be 40 and 10. Is that the other one we need yet?
Yes, this is true.
Yeah.
cause my trailer's bigger than Alan's, so.
Yeah.
And for 10 meters, unless you want to put Allen's in this corner for 10. That's an open, that's a slot. You can put it in there. You have big open there, right there. Yeah, that's okay. So you got a pretty big open area, unless you decide to put one of the mass trailers over here.
Wow, it's been a long time since I worked with Photoshop.
Mhm.
Oh, while we're pausing for a minute, George, how many fans did I buy last year? The big box fans?
There's 3 of them in there.
Okay, 3. So we're going to need some more of those. I think
I
we
have several small ones about this big.
Okay, because I know Alan's new trailer. I mean, there's no windows, there's no nothing. It's just closed, and if it gets hot, it's going to be really hot in there. So
Yeah.
I can see it with this canopy maybe as an entranceway, like you guys were talking about, leaving that maybe partially open and then just blowing some air around in there.
Right.
Right,
So I was just trying to figure out how many more fans we need. That's what the question was all
right,
about.
right.
So that's good, Chuck, that you can bring some of the fans. And I think I have another big box fan here I can bring as well. So I probably should do it.
And I do too. I'm gonna put that in my list of stuff to bring.
Where are we
While we're
leaving?
breaking, can, can somebody throw in a hand truck?
I have one strapped in my trailer.
Perfect.
Nice.
Because once we get, think cables running and stuff at the top level, we will, have to haul equipment up from cars at the lower level. We'll have reason to move heavy things around with a hand truck.
No, it'd be good to have it.
Oh, it's good just so, so you don't have to carry your plastic tub of radios either.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Luke can bring over his go-kart and we can put a trailer on the back of the go-kart and he can just pull it around with his go-kart.
I like that. We need a
Were
side.
we leaving the 10 over here, or was we putting that somewhere else then?
So, yeah. If
Go ahead,
you make
George,
a
I'm
10
sorry.
there, whose trailers are gonna be in? Alan's?
Yeah, that's the next thing is what trailer.
Because
I had 40 and 10 meters based on something I heard being in
Yeah,
the
I
same
heard,
trailer.
I have it right now for Phil's.
Yeah.
That's on.
Phil,
my-
is yours big enough for 2?
2? Yeah, mine's 7 feet by 12 feet. So it's bigger than Alan's. It's not as big as Tom's though.
So if we don't need Alan's trailer up here, should we offer that to the digital guys?
Well,
What?
what's
What?
where's the antenna for 20 meters? Can you move the mouse to where that is?
Blame it on COVID.
So there's a tri-bander that's going to be on the van,
Uh-huh.
and then there's another tri-bander that's going to be on the generator.
Correct, there and there. Yes.
So if they're there and there, shouldn't we stack up the two stations in the enclosed trailer in the Starline?
StarCraft.
Well, we
That
also,
would free up a trailer, wouldn't it?
we could also put a van or a station in the van and remote the generator or the compressor.
Except it's
So-
gonna be raining too.
Comment on that, Chuck. What did you think about that? I know he had brought a table up and
Yeah, he brought a desk, a little like a student desk and a chair
uh-huh,
that are currently in the van. Of course, they could be moved anywhere.
right.
I like the idea of keeping the compressor in the van for
Okay.
A, noise, and B, rain.
Yeah.
He still needs the compressor regularly running, right? He did not fix the mast from leakage, right?
Correct.
Okay, I thought I had heard somebody talking about that he fixed it.
It was fixed. Yeah.
He improved it,
Ah,
Okay.
but even, I don't think they're considered, even when they're new, they leak.
yeah, okay.
So you gotta
Okay.
maintain a modicum of pressure on them.
You guys mentioned being prepared for rain. What about extension cords and making connections between the generator and the various trailers? Will all those junction boxes be indoors? Like, I know the extension cords I'm bringing, they are not IP rated. They are literally a metal junction box with like the non-sealing cable gland, just the one that grabs a hold of the outer insulation. If you lay those on the ground in water, you're going to have a ground fault pretty quick.
I was wondering about saran wrap for those.
Well, plastic bins work well as well.
Yeah, that
If you
too.
have any buckets or something like that to put over them. Weight the bucket down.
Or wrap them in electric tape.
Do we know how many junction points we have? What the electrical wiring is going to look like?
I'm assuming not until we get there and start laying cable.
Yeah, right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, improving some waterproof connections though. Yeah, that's going to be better done once we have it set up, and that is something we can do after the fact as well, if we know what we're looking at.
I like Chuck's idea of wrapping it with
Saran wrap.
saran wrap.
Yeah.
It's real
So,
easy. It gets in all the crevices. It comes off easily when you're getting rid of it.
You're done.
You know, your
Yeah.
input output for cables is easily managed. So
Yeah.
You can always bring a rock too, if it's really coming down, find a rock somewhere and get it up off the parking lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I have 30 cones that I'm bringing out.
Okay.
Wow.
So those cones could also sit on top of those junctions, or we could put the junctions up on top of them.
That's
You
true.
know, that's
Yeah.
also a possibility.
Let's see here.
Oh, wow.
So are we still gonna put the 10-meter antenna over here?
Well,
Like-
yeah, I'm thinking you guys probably are, because you have a mast trailer that you can,
Yeah, and we want to avoid any more interference with the 80, with the 40, with it,
right,
right?
right.
Okay.
I mean, if
So
I
is
knew,
that-
go ahead, Phil. I'm sorry.
Is that where Alan's trailer is gonna go, or are we not using it?
No, we're gonna run coax over to your trailer.
Oh, okay. Got it.
If I knew there was a slot available down and one level down, I would say you guys should put the 10-meter antenna down there just for proximity, but that whole area is pretty much filled up, and where you see an open space is rented. A lot of people even put cones in now, so even though you see some holes in here in the picture, they're actually rented spaces.
And this picture's from May.
That's from me. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we go too far afield, let me go over here and make sure I capture this properly for what we have at these different places. So determine and stop me anytime, guys. CW and voice can operate in the same trailer, depends on the skill of the operator. In the enclosed George's trailer, the StarCraft, I've got the primary station is 20 meters. We still haven't decided on the secondary, but we can come back to that. The TH3 will go on the generator mast. We need a 5-foot stub Bill will bring, and it will do U-bolts as required to be bought locally on Friday. The TA33 will go on, again, stop me if this is wrong. TA33 will go on Bob and 2HM's truck mast. Scott's trailer will hold Bill's VHF, UHF antennas. The GOTA station will have a pop-up with sides. That'll be Travis. The 80-meter station will be in George's pop-up trailer. Tom's trailer will hold the VHF, UHF station for Bill and 15 meters. And it will be in line with the 15-meter in GOTA and StarCraft as shown. And finally, I've got Phil's trailer, 40 meters and 10 meters. Did I capture that correctly?
Yep.
You
Not
did.
just my notes.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Excellent job, Ron.
Very good.
Oh, no problem.
The only thing I do not have for my trailer are tables. So,
Oh,
I
Do
brought
you have, are
one.
those tables up there? Is that what you got from Wayne? George?
Yes, and
Okay.
I think there's more coming. I think he has more to send up, but there's some up there and he has more. that he's
There's
gonna-
one in my van.
How about chairs?
Chairs, we're gonna, you guys are gonna need to bring some chairs. I think there's only a
Okay.
couple there. Chuck brought up a couple of chairs, but you guys.
And I have another one.
Okay.
I have 3 folding chairs like Chuck had that I can bring up.
The other thing you have to remember, I suggest 2 chairs for operating position because you may have a logger.
A logger.
Hopefully.
And the other thing, if you're running headphones, it would be nice to have like a Y adapter or
Splitters.
something so you can plug 2 sets of headphones in.
Correct.
And then I think Chuck made last year, if I'm not mistaken, a level control or something on the headphone box. So I know if Martha's logging for me and if I'm on CW, she has supersonic hearing and she'll want it at a whisper to hear the CW stuff. So if
You know,
anybody
my box
has-
has independent volume controls.
That's a
how,
nice
how
deal.
many of those did you make, Chuck?
One.
Okay. Is that something that Amazon sells that I could get shipped overnight next day or something? Do they have anything like that?
Know this.
Never look.
I know RDL does. But I don't know
What's
if
that?
I know RDL does. I don't know if you can buy that at Amazon.
Yeah. RDL's pretty pricey though.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, but just a point, and I think just to make it simple, everybody should bring a set of headphones. They can bring their own favorite headphones and stuff like that. The other
That's
thing I
true.
remember, George, last year, and I forget the particulars, it may have been what Luke was doing when you were helping him, but there was some CW key compatibility issue where different connectors for the key. What was that all about?
So we didn't have the right connector, plug a straight key in. I'm thinking like a straight key was looking for a quarter and the key connector in that radio was a
Stereo.
stereo through, 3.5.
So it could be programmed for a straight key or above, or I'm sorry, a paddle key or paddle or whatever.
Correct. Yeah.
I was going to say,
Guys,
depending.
there's inline volume controls that are sold as a 2-pack. They're passive. They just go in line with your connector. It looks like 2 of them are $7 on Amazon.
Could you send me that link, Harvey?
Of course.
put in the chat.
I was
Oh.
going to say, I threw another one in there that's made by Mackie, but it's active. It's
I
4
don't know how to
outputs.
how do I throw something in chat? Can someone?
Copy
Click
and
on
paste the
chat
link.
at the bottom.
Well, I'm not on my computer. I'm on the phone. Does everybody know what an ASIN number is? I can put that in for Amazon. It'll bring up the exact product if you just search for it on
Yeah.
Amazon. Okay.
I'll turn it into a link.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, and I think that's a nice convenient. We have 2 people, a logger and an operator, is to have that capability to set the volumes independently.
Yeah, they've got active boxes like Pile, $25, 4 outputs, 4 volume controls.
It's a lot more than we need.
Yeah,
Plus, with it active, you always run into a problem of potential RF feedback.
RF.
So we'll have plenty of volume. We just need to knock the volume down.
So So to use the attenuators, you also need a Y adapter
Correct.
for each one.
And I think most of the rigs are for the headphone jack or the stereo jacks, correct?
Yes,
So you have tip, ring, and sleeve for that.
right.
They 1/4 inch or they 1/8 inch?
1/4 inch primarily.
That's what I thought. So with what Harvey just sent over to us, we would need adapters to go from 1/4 to 1/8.
No, I think that, the rig has 1/4.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the volume controls that he
And
sent
then-
over are 1/8.
Oh, they're 8.
Yeah,
But do they not make that adapter 1/4 split to 1/8 Y?
Yeah, they do.
Can you find the passive splitter, Harvey, with 1/4 inch jacks rather than miniature?
I can look.
That would just save adapters.
What is the 1/4 inch? Is it TRS or just TS?
TRS.
TRS.
TRS. So it's stereo?
Well, yeah, a lot of times on some of the rigs too, they'll have you can put one receiver if you have a dual receiver rig, like some of the new rigs have another receiver slice, and you can actually hear two different things, one in the left side and one in the right side of a pair of stereo phones.
Oh man, I basically found Chuck's box all in one for $16 on Amazon, but it's not 1/4 inch. So most of those rigs are 1/4 inch.
I don't know any rig that has a 1/8 inch for headphones.
Well, you can
Mine
get
are.
a standard.
SDR.
Yeah, mine's all 1/8 inch. Here, can you convert
Really?
this to a link and see if this makes things simpler? I'll put the number in the box.
And they make little 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapters because, I mean, just about every pair of headphones, at least DJ headphones nowadays, they make them with 1/8 inch and they put a little adapter on the end to make it 1/4.
Yeah, take a look at this product. This is the splitter with volume control. All you would need is the 1/8 to 1/4 adapter.
Oh, that's better.
I'm looking at all my adapters. They're all mono. Tip sleeve instead of tip ring sleeve.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an I or a 1, but that should be the number there. I think it's an I.
So what I do, just Google that up?
We'll
If you search
it.
that in Amazon, it'll show
Got
you
it.
the product
I
I'm
got
looking at.
Well, could you put that back? I didn't get that.
There you go. There's a link.
So how can I save this?
If you click it in your browser, bookmark it or make a shortcut.
Okay. Can I cut? I have to.
You can
copy
add it to your list or your carts as
You want me
well.
to copy and paste it? Is that what I should do?
There's the
So it's-
link.
The link.
That's
Okay.
the link.
This bottom one, Ron?
Yeah, it's starts out, it's got that B00SJCC thing in it. Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
last
Well,
one.
I can't do anything with this. If somebody could email it to me, I'd appreciate it.
I'll email it to you.
Thanks.
Go to Amazon.com and just put in
Put that number in, yeah.
put that
Easier.
number in.
But I can't cut and paste it. Oh, now.
Can you click on the link that Ron sent?
Now I can.
Travis sent?
Wait a minute. There's two
Right,
links.
right click, copy and
Is it? I can do all that. I couldn't highlight it before. That's what I was trying to do. Is it
Oh.
the bottom link? Is it the bottom link?
yeah, it says, it's the
Because there's
last
two
one
links.
posted there.
I emailed it to you too.
I see a link from Travis and I see a link from Ron. Are they the same or different?
You want Ron?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it then.
George, setting up your pop-up, fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, the crank handle will be hanging out of the back of it. And you
Okay.
just, you crank it up. I mean, it'll start to get tight when it gets up to this. You'll see that
Okay.
it's pretty well up. And that's, about it. And then you guys are going to just wrap tarps around it.
Do Do you have the tarps up there?
Yeah, the tarps are in the storage trailer and there's more tarps. than
Okay.
that.
Okay.
When we did the staging day, George, I left the 80-meter filter up there. Is that still in the trailer?
Yes, it'll be there. I actually, Harvey, I ended up with it at home. So that's one of the items I'm taking up tomorrow. So I have
Okay.
it right here to go up there. Yep.
And I purchased some little 1-foot jumpers to go between the rig and that for strain relief. So I've got that all loaded up as well. Did you still have me down for bringing paper towels and wipes? I can still do that if you need me to. I didn't know if that was finalized.
Yes, I do need you to bring that.
Okay.
Up. Thank you. Yes. Oh, here's one other thing, guys. I'm going to need you to get, and I don't feel like I should be going down there to pick it up. I was going to get water at BJ's, but I'm still under quarantine, so I probably shouldn't be going into the store. So could somebody pick up some water? And last year I bought 10 cases, but I don't think we used all 10. I'm going to look here how many we actually used. I'm saying BJ's because they're the cheapest around for water.
While he's looking for that, if I could ask some of you older guys this real quick, in order to do this this WinLink thing, this official transmitting of these radiograms to get our extra bonus points, I'm being told that I need 10 email addresses that are hams that are not in our repeater group, and I don't really know any hams that are not in our repeater group. Is there anybody that could dig into their Rolodex and give me 10 email addresses of hams that aren't on 985 that I could send these to on field day?
I have a bunch.
Okay.
I have a whole bunch. So I can, you want me to email those over to you?
Yeah, I just need their call sign and email address, and then I can formulate the radiograms from there. They don't have to respond or anything. It just has to be, I don't know, something that it's just information I don't have, basically.
Yeah, I got a bunch from the first state. Some of them actually do WinLink. You might actually get responses.
Okay.
So,
Well, I
yeah.
just have to send them during legal field day hours and to hams that are not on site, not in our group. And so they don't have to respond, but it'll just be a generic message, from the 985 field day group. It'll be short.
N2HM is one.
There you go.
Okay.
Right on. How many you need, Harvey? 10?
I need 10. Yeah.
Okay.
The last one goes to our section manager.
Now, they don't need to be, these are just email. They don't need to be on WinLink or any of that. These are
No, this can be a regular personal
Perfect.
email address.
perfect. Okay, great. I can do that.
But they're going to ask me for the person's call sign and their address, which I'll just get off QRZ. It's not going anywhere, but it's just part of the radiogram. They need to know who it's supposedly addressed to.
I got 2 right off the bat. Okay, great. All right, wonderful.
N4 MRW.
Okay, I got that down.
KH2TI. That's Becky, his wife, my daughter.
That's Tango India.
Yes, KH2TI. It's a Guam call.
Oh, KH. Okay.
That's cool.
You probably have N3GE and W3 COB.
I have N3GE. Who is the other one?
Doug, W3 COB.
Okay.
How about KC3 KMT? That's Ralph.
Okay.
KC3FKR. Daniel.
Okay. Got that one.
KC3FMU.
I was just going to say Don. Yep.
The Bobsey twins.
That's Fox Mike uniform.
Yes. Franklin Marshall University.
Oh, okay.
Another one is
W3 MWR.
Say again.
George? W3 MWR.
Okay. Mike Whiskey Romeo.
Yeah, it's George.
So you could, if you're going to
One
do,
more. Is there one more that we could do? That would get me 10.
Do N3
Yeah,
MEL,
yeah,
What was that?
N3 MEL,
Glenn,
Glenn, out of, from the EO, just Chester County Aries races.
C-card.
Yep,
Mike Echo Lima.
yes.
correct.
Okay, perfect. That's 10.
I found a problem with the Y adapters or with the level. Worst case delivery is July 1st.
You,
Oh no,
I
mine said free 1 day. I just ordered it.
Well,
the Prime,
well,
Joe?
I tried it. I have Prime and everything. It has estimated delivery June 22nd to July 1st.
Oh, mine says tomorrow. I don't know if that shows up.
I mean, I was almost ready to hit place order, but
Did you try dropping down the quantity? It might be the quantity that's
okay,
hiccuping it.
let
We
me
only
do
have a
that.
couple more.
Yeah, there's only 3 left in stock.
Harvey,
Yeah,
I think you might have gotten the last one at 1 day because it went from 1 day for me to now it says the same thing as what Joe's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's all your fault.
I apologize.
Remember, I already have one.
I know. I needed one for Martha when she logs for me.
Harvey, I just gave you 2 addresses in the chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, if you switch to the other one on that link, it still says 1 day for me. Like it's the black switch 02 versus the black switch 01. I don't know what the difference is. Oh,
One of
them
them switches.
just a different style of switch.
Well, one of them's a switch, one of them's a volume, one of them's an on-off.
Oh, that's no good.
Let me see. Let me see. It says only 3 left in stock. Let me do an F5 to refresh this, Jasper. 3 left in stock. Let me try to. I had 3 ordered. Let me try to order. We'll incrementally do this. We'll do 2 and see what it says. Sorry, there was a problem. I just love computers, CR.
What are you doing, Joe? I don't have any of these issues.
Yeah,
You do
it doesn't-
recirculate, and that
doesn't like
refreshes
it.
the screen.
It says proceed to checkout 3 items. So maybe I have to go back and clear my cart out and
That is
start
weird.
over again.
Maybe.
I can fuss with this after this. I don't want to take everybody's time for this. As I said, this is a personal issue.
This is 1/8 inch. It's 3.5 millimeter.
That's
Yeah.
fine. There's adapters.
Oh yeah. Wood.
Okay. I'll try it after the Zoom meeting. If not, I guess I'll build one.
I found another one for $15.
Oh,
Oh, never mind. It's TRRS. That's no good. Sorry.
I can't. I'm on retirement, Greg. I can't afford $15. I just bought 100, or I just bought 12 HTs.
I told Kim I'd donate the 3 I.
No. She's already been paid. Just make sure she gives you your money. I didn't want to split up the check between 2 of you. So,
Guys, I got another one that says free 1 day. It's $10 a piece. That's still pretty reasonable.
yeah. What link's that?
Send that over, Harvey. Put it in chat. I'll make a link out of it.
Okay.
Cake. It's a
Okay.
piece of cake.
It's probably the same part.
No,
Many times it is. Yeah.
No, this one's different in kind. It's a different design.
Oh, okay. So did we end up then with an extra trailer that's not being used? I mean, is that where you guys have ended up?
Yeah, I don't think you allotted Alan's trailer to anything.
Right.
Correct.
Do you want to stick the FT8 guys in that?
So I'm going to offer that to him because Corbin had actually emailed me and talked about not using his tent and stringing up some parts between 2
There's the one.
trees.
That's
I'm going to say, well, why don't you use Alan's trailer?
right.
And see what he says. You know.
The hard part with FT8 and the mag loop is you have to be next to the mag loop to tune it.
It's true.
And so being in a trailer makes that a little bit more difficult.
But on FT8, do you really have to be tuning it that much? Because
If you bounce between frequencies or bands, yes.
Bands,
But once you're staying on a band for a while, no, you don't have to.
yeah, okay.
But you kind of got to be looking at your radio and making the change at the same time.
I got it. Okay.
So
Yeah, it's razor sharp and it's very sensitive to proximity.
yeah. Now, Adam and I were like, Adam was up tuning his and I was watching my radio like 10 feet away. So, I mean, it is doable.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Well, I
if
just
you want to
think-
extend it to him, you can.
I will. I'll say, okay, this trailer would be available to you. See what they want to do with that. Maybe they don't want that, you know? Okay.
You know,
George,
it's a funny thing here. The new link, I see it and it comes up and it lets me order one and next day. What date's today?
The 20th, 21st.
21st. So I didn't eliminate the others from my cart
right.
and it says, you're going to get everything tomorrow.
That's Amazon
Allegedly.
for you.
You
What's
never-
that?
That's
Allegedly,
Amazon for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law will probably pick the parts tonight when she goes into Amazon.
That's
Bring them
crazy.
home.
It
There you
wouldn't,
go.
it wouldn't give me overnight unless I ordered this one with the other ones and then it pulled everything in.
Hey, George, let me go back to something here.
Yes, yes.
H2O, water, BJ's, 10 cases. I presume when you go in there, you get them on that flatbed thingy?
Yes, correct. And
Okay.
I see where I got 10 cases last year, but I
Okay.
have not noted. And I know we didn't use them all. And I know I said, well, I'll just give the money back for whatever. I think we used 6 cases last year. So whatever you guys think.
I can probably, let me just check one thing here. I've got a PT tomorrow. Let me find out when that is. I might be able to swing over to BJ's. Because I'll probably have to go over to the Harbor of Fright and get some zip ties for the banners. I got the holes drilled for the wood. I just need to do a zip tie 'em. I got the stakes. We'll be good to go. So I might be over there anyway. Just let me check one thing here on Penn Medicine and find out when I have to go over and see the PT lady.
How much more PT do you have, Ron?
I had 75 sessions a year for insurance. Believe it or not, I was concerned the other day and she checked it. So I got like 16 on this one. So I'm probably going to go maybe another 3 or 4 probably.
Yeah, well, that's pretty liberal.
It is very liberal. To use a political term, yes.
Yeah, didn't mean to do that.
No, I know, Joe.
That's a pretty good benefit.
It is very good. Yeah, it's. No.
I have a
Now, the other thing on Saturday, guys, and I know I'd mentioned this before, but just while we're all together here, you're going to need to go over to across the street to the beverage place and get ice for your coolers.
Yeah.
And I know they have them in like large bags. Like you go to Wawa, they're 5-pound bags, but I think it's called Top of the Hill Beverage. And I believe you can get 40 pounders maybe. So it's way less than Wawa.
Like a wholesale.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So
I
that's
had-
like right across 100 there from the entrance.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
good to know.
There's a dog kennel place and
Yeah.
then this Top of the Hill Beverage. They're right next to one another.
There's a vet there. If that's the dog kennel place.
Yeah, yeah, vet dog. Yeah. Mhm. Sometimes you can hear the dogs barking in there at the site, depending how the atmosphere is.
As long as they stay in.
Yeah, I've never seen you let the dogs out, right?
Okay, let
Would
me,
you guys have a recommendation for? So I've got a speaker stand that I've got a piece of. I got a 5-foot length of PVC that sleeves over top of the pole to get another. I'm basically going to get 8 feet in the air to put one of the wireless access points.
Mhm.
The one thing I'm worried about is weighing down the bottom of the stand to keep some weight, lower center of gravity, so that if there is some winds and gusts, that stand doesn't go. Take the access point with it.
Hmm.
is it would something like cinder block work, or are you worried about scratching the base or any of that?
No. It's beat, but it's a tripod. It's a PV speaker stand, and it has little cross hatches that kind of attach to the center pole, and like they kind of fold up when the legs go up, but then they fold down and they are 90 degree. I was debating whether to just go get like a 15 or 20 pound, 25 pound Olympic size weight, undo the bolts on the little cross pieces, slide the weight up over it, and put the things back in and put a bolt on it so that it has 25 pounds at the bottom. I couldn't think of another thing to do.
You could also just tie it.
On the legs, are the legs like flatted at the end with holes in them? You can put like big spikes in? Because I have like 20 penny nails, spikes that you can
They're
drop in. They're just big
tubular
pipes.
aluminum.
Just tubes, the tubes.
Or just put one spike, big spike in the ground under the center of it and tie it down.
And pull it, yeah. That was the next thing I was going to say. Either put it tied to a cinder blocks or like you're saying, Chuck, just tied to a stake. That would work. So George, I can go, my appointment's at 11 tomorrow. I'll be out of there probably about 12:30. After
Okay.
that, I can go up to PJ's and pick up about maybe 8 cases of water.
That'd be fine. I think 8 will be good.
Okay, I can get the water.
Good, thank you.
And Ron, if you're planning to put the zip ties on site,
Yeah,
don't
I
need
can do that.
you do not need to buy zip ties.
Okay. I've got a box of them. A Rubbermaid of all different sizes and stuff. We use them for a deer fencing in the back. Are you
How many
kidding?
zip ties you need?
I think he's good.
Oh, I got that beat, Travis. You have no idea. We
Don't buy
went
it.
through hundreds here, literally hundreds.
Don't buy it.
Yeah, with
Well,
the perimeter fencing we got in the back here. It's very effective. Took CR's advice and put up about 10 feet and it works. It's been nice domestic tranquility because of the deer, so
CR gave you some good advice.
he always gives me good advice. Always. I learned so much from that man, that's for sure. Yeah. Well,
He's got a lot of good
one thing I know, I'm staying with Toyota. I'm not going with Kia. That's one piece of advice.
As long as you don't put a second battery in the back, you're fine.
I do have 2
CR
batteries.
CR looked nice and tranquil. Now you got him all rallied up again.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to do that, CR. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Oh my, so I'll get the water. No big deal.
Travis, I see some great test equipment in your shack.
You recognize this thing?
And the picture's a little small for me. I have to make it. Let me see if I can make the picture
The
bigger.
Meador.
I will move this closer.
Oh, that's
You
the one I
recognize
gave
that?
you.
There you
I
go.
gave you that. Yes. Yeah.
Does that movement work, Joe? That you
Yeah,
get- that
absolutely.
movement? Really?
Yes.
I have some old Westons up here. So,
Mhm.
Gents, I'm
Okay.
gonna drop out.
okay, Chuck.
Yeah,
All
Chuck.
right, Chuck.
Thank you,
See ya.
Chuck. Appreciate it, man.
Make sure you don't hit the ground too hard if you're dropping out.
Owie.
George.
There you go,
what-
Joe. How's that? Is that
Oh,
better?
that's better. Oh, while I'm here, real quick, I was up at John Riccaro's the other day, and he has a logic analyzer he wants to give away. Does anybody want a logic analyzer?
I gave one to Widener University.
I have no use for a logic
Me
analyzer,
not- Me neither.
but anyway, just for what it's worth, if you hear anybody wants a logic analyzer, see John.
Nope.
I'd be
George,
interested, but Kim will kill me if I bring one more thing in the house.
Yeah, you're on thin ice now. You'll be
George, you want me
talking.
just to
You'll
bring
be
that-
talking like Ron with domestic tranquility here.
That's what's
You'll
in
be
the
doing all
studio
kind of
here.
errands.
See,
and-
there. You can see some of the stuff there. See it's right there? There's some of the radios there. That what used to be the family room. Now it's
Do
all-
we have any more hot points to hit before it gets too late?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop out of here soon too.
Okay, Phil,
Phil, thank you so much,
just let me ask George a question here. Do you want
Yeah.
me to bring the water up to the site? I can drop it off up there, but I know where you want to keep it, or I can, because I'm gonna have equipment in my van.
So when will you be coming up?
I could tomorrow. I could get the stuff tomorrow afternoon. The water, or I could pick it up Friday on my way up to the site.
Why don't you do that? That way you don't have to make a
Okay.
trip up there.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'll get it Friday then.
Ron, is your back good enough to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just ladies working me pretty well. I'll
Well,
tell
you
you
gotta
what.
watch you don't hurt yourself again.
Yeah, I know. Well, I pulled a muscle yesterday cutting the grass out back, but other than that, yeah, I'm fine. I'll tough it out. That's no big deal.
Travis, if we get rain on Friday, should we just focus on getting the network operations set up in the Starlink trailer? Not Starlink. That's
Starcraft.
Starcraft,
Yeah.
and then wait for the rain to cease to lay down the fiber.
Probably.
Okay, so that might end up being like early Saturday morning then, if the rain doesn't let up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some sort of launcher to get up into the trees. I don't know, George, if you want to leave yours up there without us being there or you being there to show us how to use it. Or does anybody else have something?
Those got a slingshot.
I have an easy hang that Jim borrowed, AF3Z. He's given it back to me. So I can certainly bring the easy hang, which is those that aren't familiar, it's a slingshot type of an arrangement.
Okay.
How high do we have to go up over? Because Jim was saying something about he lost some line and the line was a lot shorter on the reel, but I do have a brand new spool of line. If somebody knows how to put that on a spinning reel.
In theory, we have 1,000 feet. I've got both fiber cables. I've got the coupler. I tested them last night. They work. I get a full gigabit link over the full 1,000 feet.
This is for going up into the trees.
Yeah, this is how much? How high is the tree?
40, maybe 50.
I think there's plenty of line on the spool.
Okay. I think the higher one is where we're going to be stringing the end fed to for GOTA. That's the highest one.
Yeah.
What we're looking at doing for our fiber run going across the road, that's not that high.
Okay.
No, it's not.
So,
And the one path I figured out, Travis, we don't have to cross the road
if we go around his house.
if we go around his house. And I think George, you said that he was okay with that, right?
He was okay.
Don?
Yeah. I'm talking about it, yeah.
The only concern I have is depending upon how much rain we get tomorrow, how nasty it is back in those woods and all that stuff, and running the fiber back through that. That would be the only concern I would have with that.
I figured maybe we could use the slingshot to shoot through the woods and get over to his backyard.
Could be a possibility.
Okay.
So yeah, that might work out and pull that through. George, is your yellow junky rope up there in the trailer?
It is. Mhm.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
I guess
So we
the
could-
other question for the trailer, how are we getting the fiber into the trailer and like the Ethernet out of the trailer? Like, did you guys ever figure out like a penetration for that or a place
Yeah.
where you have?
You got
Yeah.
that installed, George?
Yeah, it'll be in the wall.
Okay.
That's
I know
it.
what he's doing.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
It's like coax, and you can put that through too. And you won't have interference between that. You don't care. They go past the next coax. Yeah. Yeah. It's an inch and a half hole, so you should be able to get plenty of stuff.
All right. And CR, you're bringing, or Greg, do you have the battery? CR's battery?
I do. I have CR's
Okay.
battery. I've got a harness I build up to power the switch.
Okay.
with
And
a
that's
fuse.
something that has to sit in either the trailer at Digital or the tent, whatever.
Yeah. Down
So-
at Digital, wherever Digital is, whether it's a trailer or a tent, it has to sit in there and
They are.
hopefully not on the ground and not sitting in water. Hopefully, because the switch won't last very long in water.
No, that's right.
Okay.
All right.
So I think we say 9 o'clock Friday or monitor 985 if it's pouring like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sound good?
Whatever time people want, I'll be there. Doesn't matter. Just
Yeah,
let
I
me know
don't care
what
about
time.
the rain. If you want to say 9, I mean, I'll be there.
Yeah. Well, if it's thunderstorming, I don't really want to be up there. So,
No. It's a safety issue then.
yeah. Yeah.
So for the whole field day, if it's something you need, just call me. And even, like on Friday, it's like, we forgot this and I have it. Just call me.
Yeah.
I can even run it up there and just drop it off and away.
We just got a big drone, so we can fly the drone to your house. We can land it. You can hook it to it and we can run it right back to the field day
I
site.
like it. I like it. Anybody have access to someone who has a drone?
My guy, he sold his, the one I was
See?
talking about on the way to breakfast. He sold his.
DR has one.
No, mine will never do that. It's a teeny thing.
Does it have a
Take
camera?
pictures?
You take pictures?
I don't know. I haven't used it in a year.
Oh, okay. No, I was hoping you guys could get some shots. That's
Yeah,
all.
if it takes pictures, CR, bring it up. Let's take some pictures from above.
I think it would be cool to have those pictures. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
The fellow I know hasn't got back to me. I sent him a text and I haven't heard back. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it or not. But I just thought it'd be cool for you if you had, aerial shots.
Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely on my list to buy.
yeah. Good for
I
string
Got a lot,
antennas
Joe.
too, by the way.
There's a lot of reading you need to do before you buy one, Joe.
Yeah, I know. You sent me all the links and I've read it, so I know what I need. I know what class of operation I fall in, and it's all documented.
It's worse than it was when I sent you that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
It's worse.
Travis, I'm going to send you
It's worse.
Gil's phone number, Gil Weaver.
Yep.
I'm also
Perfect.
going to send you John Lyons' phone number, and that way you can share. If any of you need to talk to John for any reason,
Yeah.
he's right there. But if you've got any questions or
Yeah.
anything, and you guys all know this, and we've talked about this before, that his customers have precedence. So if a customer comes in or is going out, you need to do whatever you need to do to move whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that as we're running coax and power cords and all that stuff, we need to keep in mind.
Just think about it. Yeah, just think about it. I mean, what we tried to do when we ran power cords and stuff last year, we tried to run them like at the edge, like along the those telephone poles that are,
Yeah.
lined up. We ran them along there, and we ran them along behind the trailers on the other side,
yeah,
just to try and keep it neat, and it worked out pretty well.
they won't be run over.
Right, exactly. And hopefully no one will come up needing a trailer out or bringing one in. And but if there is, just move stuff out of the way. And
Accommodate them,
help
We
them
will
if you can.
accommodate
Yeah,
them.
I know, Greg, I'm the same way. Like,
sure. I'm also gonna I mentioned this, I want to get up there today, but I had to get down to HRO. I got the 2 microphones for the 440s and I checked them out. But that 890 it's not the microphone, by the way. I almost forgot to mention this.
okay,
There's a problem inside the rig somewhere. There's some oscillation when I go to transmit. And when I turn up the RF gain, the oscillation goes away, but I still have distortion. So there's something going on in there. It could be as simple as a corrosion problem, because every project hasn't been on in years.
right.
I won't be ready. That rig will not be ready for field day, but I do have 440s with microphones
Okay.
and power. So we'll at least have those available.
Well, Bill has the 840 he's bringing up,
Good.
so you can have that as a rig.
So we'll have three rigs there right off the bat.
Hopefully, you won't need it. But,
So that reminds me, George, did anybody else sign up for bringing laptops?
I have a laptop that came from Wayne. I'll be dropping that off up there.
Okay. So I have 3 that I'm bringing plus Goda. So I'm bringing 4. So
It's 5.
we actually are fine with my 3.
I think you're okay.
John, you have 1. Chuck has 1.
Chuck has 1. Bill has
And now you have 1 for Wayne. That actually 2.
2. Bill has 2.
Okay. So we're actually fine. Never mind. I'm going to stop talking about laptops.
Good, great. Okay.
Let's see. Now, the other one is on Friday. Chris K2 CDC will come up and he will be dropping off his radio, the FT DX10. That's the one we're going to use at the Goda station. Reason we want to use it there because it's got 6 meters on it.
Nice.
Okay.
He also said that he doesn't really know how to use it. He'll be bringing the manual, and he said I may even sell it after field day. So maybe somebody will buy it cheap from him.
it's a great rig. CR has one.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it is. Maybe you can sell it for a good price.
Yeah, right. There you go.
All right, so CR, we're gonna need your help and go to,
No problem.
teach us how to use that thing.
Is that radio? Yeah.
Perfect.
Does somebody, what do we want to put for a keyer there? Straight key or a paddle or what? I don't know. What inputs does that have for a key?
People bring their own, right?
Well, except Goda. I mean, I'm gonna bring one. I'll have probably a paddle and
You have a paddle?
I
Good.
have a paddle and it could bring a straight key. My paddle is a 3.5 millimeter 1/8 inch stereo output. I don't know what the FT-DX10 would have as an input.
Do you know CR?
I believe it's 3.5,
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
or I can.
Yeah,
I know it's got a built-in keyer. I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cheap $15 keyer. So,
No.
or, paddle,
Right.
but I use it and it works for me. The 2 CW contacts I've had.
Venture paddle, if anybody has a venture paddle, the one with a spring, that's one of my favorite
Oh,
paddles to use on
too.
CW with a keyer.
I love my Venture. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it so much better than the Vibroplex iambic paddles. The Venture is fantastic.
Only
sorry,
virus,
was that-
I've got the Bug, but when I bought a paddle, I bought the Venture, and I realized.
Yeah. Yep.
I
That's
have-
one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is trying different paddles. Cause I don't know
Right.
what makes a $300 paddle worth a $300 paddle versus this $15 one that I've been using,
A lot of it is just personal feel.
It
Okay.
is. That's right.
And you might like the $15 paddle fine, and there's no incentive to get anything better. When I get the CW section open in my museum, my key collection, I have about 100 keys between bugs and paddles and straight keys and things like that. So you'll be able to come over and you can sit down and you can try like 20 different CW paddles to see which one you like. But they all feel differently. The same with the bugs too. The semi-automatic bugs, which are a blast to learn.
Huh.
And but anyway, they just, everyone has a different feel, just kind of like straight keys. They all feel slightly different.
Okay. All right.
Anything else?
Guys, I was just going over rigs, just to make sure you're covered on rigs.
Okay.
So basically you need 4 rigs, 5 rigs at the analog section up top. So Goda's gonna have the FTDX10.
Oh, let me capture this, George. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Go to
Mhm.
FTDX10. Got it. Okay.
So then you've got, I mean, we could do, you can do whatever order you like. So for 80 meters, you got an FT890, which is mine. It's sitting up there.
Okay.
And for 20, you got a TS140.
Mhm.
For 15, you got a TS440. And then I'm putting 80/10 because I don't think you're going to be operating them both. You got another 440. Those are your 2 440s.
Do you want to, George, a question for you?
Yes, sir.
The TS440 is a much newer, a little bit more refined rig than the TS140.
Uh-huh.
So on 20, since you have so much, let's assume, I mean, and there's no assumption, we're gonna have a lot more activity on 20,
Yeah.
15.
And we got a
Do you think
440.
it would make, my suggestion is you use the 440
Sure.
on 20 and put the 140 on 10.
Okay.
There
Or, I'm
you
sorry,
go.
15 meters.
On 15.
Yeah.
Put in 15. And then
The-
that way, when you go to
TS140.
80, you'll have the 440 and 80.
There you go.
Oh, you have 2 440s?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
What about 40? 40 meters. We didn't talk about that.
The 890, the FT890.
Oh, that,
Oh, there it is. Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
I missed that. Okay, good.
So, okay.
So the Goda is the FTDX10.
Correct.
The 40 meter is the FT890. The 15 meter is the TS140.
Yes.
20 meters is the TS440.
Mhm.
And 80 meters is which one now?
A 440,
TS 440.
80 and
440.
10 is the
80
second
and 10.
440.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I
So-
don't think you'll use them both at the same time, both those bands. It would surprise me very much if you do.
Correct, I agree.
Yeah.
And
so that radio-
the FT8 guys, what are they going to be using?
They're using their own rigs.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got an 8. I think he's got an 890.
Okay.
No, not 891. 991. Am I saying that right?
But the fact is, they have their own rig.
They have their own stuff. Yeah.
That's a significant part.
Yeah.
So
And of course,
Jim
Bill
is
has all
not
his-
bringing his favorite Tentec for CW.
Probably not. He's just bringing this key here.
Oh,
Yeah. So he can plug into wherever he wants to be.
okay.
So I'm bringing this back up only because in the same trailer, we have 10 and 40 together. Would it make sense to put the 80 as the FT890 and then 80 or 40 and 10 be the TS440?
Yeah, and that's fine.
Only because the 10 and 40 are in the same trailer.
You know what, guys? I know you have that set up, but you might. Oh, but they're going to operate at once. You're thinking sometimes during the day, 80 and 10 will be operating at the same time. Is that correct?
Mhm.
I think so, yeah.
Now, some of that
Well,
stuff you can play by ear
10 could
because
be open at any time.
this is true. This is true.
George, I have a question about the radio.
Yeah.
Is he bringing a tuner?
No, but we have extra tuners.
Yeah, we're using Jim AF3Z's tuner at Coda.
Yeah. Yeah. I
You're
think
gonna have to make sure you can wire it in.
I'm bringing VHF cables.
CR, what do you mean wire it in?
When I bought the radio, I have a LDG tuner. It's a Z11 Pro 2.
Okay.
And in order to get it to work, I can't just plug it in. You need a cable. And I made one up for my radio with the help from Harry down at HRO.
Oh,
Well, that's for auto tuners.
That's the auto tuner, right?
Yeah.
The radio has a tuner, but it's not wide range.
No,
So
your
you don't use-
LDG. Your LDG is an auto tuner.
Yes.
That's
But in
why
order
it's wired
to use
in.
the LDG, you have to
Right.
wire it in with a cable.
But that's in order to make the auto tune. We have a manual tuner that we're gonna be using.
Okay.
yeah, we fly by stick.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because the MFJ tuner, you don't have to use an external cable with it. It senses the frequency, it measures the frequency, the memory restores the various L's and C's for a given. They do sell optional cables, but it will work standalone just by RF sending it to the tuner.
Yeah, my LDG does that as well. I can manually tune it with the button on the front panel. You just hit the button and hold it. It'll
With
tune
the
up.
MFJ, you don't even have to hit the button. It just
Let
does
me
it.
let me send you a picture of what I had to do to get this thing to work.
I remember when you went through that with Harry down at
Yeah.
HRO, CR.
Yep.
But all tuners do not operate like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it might be the issue with connecting it to the radio.
Well, here, I don't have one auto tuner anywhere, and all these are manual. All you do is you go from the rig to coax input to the antenna, or the tuner to the antenna. That's it. There's no cabling. It's all manual. So all the tuners that I'll have here that I'll be lending will be all manual. They're all knobs. So you actually the old-fashioned way, you actually tune it
Yeah. Right.
with RF. using
But you'll
a-
remember, Ron, when we put the remote tuner in for Bill up at the
Yes.
Poconos.
That's
There's no cable that
No.
runs between the tuner and the rig.
no.
That thing is smart enough that you just give it the RF and it knows what to do. Now you can have a cable and get additional features, but it's not required
No.
for their auto tuners. an LDG maybe is something different, but you have
Yeah,
a
LDG 's
LDG, right,
pretty
Harvey?
high-end, Yeah.
No, the LDGs, Joe, I know what you're saying, and the LDGs do that as well. This is for if you want to initiate a tune independently. So
Okay.
without keying up, you can initiate a tune on the LDGs, and that's what the cable's for. If it's powered up, if it has 12 volts, it will just tune based on what it feels. But
Yeah, okay.
for really narrow banded antennas, sometimes you just scrolling around, you want to tune them up manually by pushing a button on your radio, just so you have better receive, and that's what the interface there is for.
Okay.
Okay, Travis, can I put a link? I'm trying to put a file, but I don't see a place to put it.
Yeah, I couldn't even do a file today. I don't know what my deal is.
Yeah, there's a thing right at the bottom of chat. It's a little,
Now, all I see is a smiley face.
oh, wow, you don't, so you don't have the little file thing there?
No.
No, on mine. It says access to file restricted by your account admin.
Okay.
So we're not approved file sharers.
Which, when I look at it, it says everyone and anyone can share.
Yeah, because I've got the file, I can take and write something, I can put a file here,
Oh,
whatever.
there's a kitty cat.
It might be because Ron is a co-host, and
No,
if you
he's
make the other people
not in
co,
this one.
no,
No,
Never mind.
this one came from my work.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
Digital. It's digital.
Oh, Joe, it's fine.
You know, it's not there. It's digital.
It's fine. Guys, let me make sure I got these rigs captured properly here for the notes. I got go TDX10 with Jim's AF3Z's tuner. 80, that'll be George, that's your FT890.
Mhm.
I got I'm sorry. 40 meters. George's FT890. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what we
And
have.
then 20 meters, one of my TS440s.
Correct.
15 TS140, that's Chuck's. And then I've got 80 and 10 sharing a TS440.
Right.
Okay, did I get that all right?
She did.
Yep.
Great. That go to station will be 80 through 6.
Correct.
Got it. Okay, wonderful. Good.
Not with the antenna that I'm bringing, not with that NFED, remember.
Right.
Yeah,
The NFED is 40 through 6.
40 through 60. It'll be 80 if we
Sorry
pull
for the
it. Piece of
correction. Yeah,
coax.
thanks, Harvey. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Of course. Correction made. Good. Thank you. Okay.
Does your NFED do go up to 6?
Yeah.
Woo.
I haven't used a single NFED that does 40 meters that won't do 6 as well. All of mine
Huh.
do it.
Makes sense. Harmonic.
Yeah.
7th harmonic. Wow. So that, okay. Travis, could you post that picture one more time? I'm gonna get an updated, that last one is obviously is of course the latest.
Yeah. The last one I posted at 8:50 is, I gotta repost it to,
Yeah, why don't you go, if you don't mind, share one
it's
more.
at the bottom.
I'll do a screen capture on it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay, good. All right, hold on. Perfect. That's all I need. Okay, great. In fact, I'll just put the link in the notes. That's all. Okay, great. Got it in the notes. Latest and last layout.
Okay. Travis, if you open up your email, I just sent you a link, a picture.
You think I'm gonna be able to get your emails? Let's see what happens. Oh, that's right. I can receive from you. I just can't get them. I can't send you. There it is, tuner.
Perfect. Yeah, this is good. There we go.
My goodness.
that's a
12,
lot of pins.
10 pins, huh? Wow. Oh, that all used. I used 1, 2. three.
Yep, never had the luxury of an auto tuner.
On, can't get them.
I guess the only thing with the tuner, manual tuner, you want to make sure that, of course, you have some bypass. So that you can use, if you get close enough, you have an antenna that's close enough in range, you just use the, and it's a fancy schmancy rig like this FTDX10. I'm sure like my 7300, 7610 over here, it has the auto tune in the rig, in the rig itself. So you can actually bypass, you use that and just go through right straight through the tuner.
Yeah,
And the rig will just see the coax and the antenna, of course. So that's just a point. All the ones I have bypass capability.
Well, for 40 through 6, you shouldn't need a tuner at all with this antenna.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Wonderful.
All right, guys. Well, I have to back out of here. Is there any other more bullet
yeah, I
points?
gotta get dropping too.
Yeah,
I think
same
we're good.
here.
I think we're good, guys. I mean, you guys are in good shape. I know you'll all do fine. I just want to make sure I have everything up there for you. That's the main thing. That was the main reason I wanted to be on here tonight. So I make sure this list is right. But I will have all that stuff up there tomorrow. And obviously, if there's something you run into that you need on Friday or Saturday when you're setting up, you just gotta call me.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing we might need is bail bond money. So, you know, other than that. I think we'll behave. We'll make you proud.
GMS is coming. I'm just ask him.
That's why we'll need that's exactly why we'll need bail bond. The FCC.
What do you need from me?
Bail money.
Oh, bail
Nothing,
money.
Joe. Nothing.
Um,
Forget it, nothing. Okay, is that it then, guys?
I think so. I think we're all good. Well, actually, one other thing I want to mention. You're probably going to need to make a game time decision on your operators. I had some ideas for operators to start. But it depends if they're there. You know, for UHF and VHF, for sure you've got Bill. And for digital is Adam and Corbin. That's it for sure. And for GOTA is Travis, Greg, and Matt KV3JGB. He's our other new fella.
George, if I just ask you just to go down to 5 words a minute.
Okay.
So capture the
It dot it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Good on. Okay.
VHF, UHF. That's Bill. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Digital is Adam. I can't remember his HXU. I can't remember his last
Alright.
3 letters. And Corbin.
ZUV and HXW. Good.
HXW. There you go. I thought to start a CW station off, 40 meter CW. I was going to say Keith ILS, and he's planning to be there then. But if anything changes, again, you may have to make a game time decision. On this one.
Okay.
20 meter sideband Luke, and you know he's going to be there, and that's the place to put him. He did great on there last year, starting off on 20 sideband. So then you have 15 and 10 meter sideband. So I don't have anybody slotted in on those two. We've got a lot of folks that claim they're going to be there. Chuck maybe want to operate on one of those. You could put him in on 15.
Okay.
And on 10 meters. You could put Vic in there, KC3 TYX.
Okay. Good. Thanks for going over that.
And Vic is not GOTA capable, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So we've got
So Craig is going to be full-time on GOTA,
who full time?
right?
Yes, correct.
So I have Greg and Travis, but Travis, are you doing GOTA also or?
Yeah, I'm GOTA, but I'll float as
Okay,
well.
okay, great. Great. Travis,
Travis, Greg, and Matt KV3JGB.
New guy.
Yeah, he's had his license, what, 6 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Juliet Golf Bravo, right?
Juliet Gulf Bravo, yes,
Got
sir.
it. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks for allowing me to capture that.
And then again, you're just gonna need to add your loggers in there. Say, hey, who wants to log? You know, as far as the sideband stations, anybody can do that. The CW and Keith, you know, not everyone may want to do that.
Yeah, and Ron, we need you at GOTA for at least 10 contacts
Correct.
Sure.
Because you're the coach.
because you're the coach.
I'm writing up something too. Oh, yeah.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah, we
Ready
did
to
the
play.
scripts. So I'll have the scripts. Chuck and I met. We did the scripts. And
Nice.
also I'm going to have a thing. Welcome to the 985 repeater group. I think Tim really nailed the name there. Rather than user group and all that stuff and all that. 985 repeater group, real simple. And then I'm going to have a welcome, something to give people a layout. That's why I asked about this. And then what happens at each station? What is CW? What's single sideband? What's this for people who have no idea, like me? What is this again? So there. So we're gonna have all this right there at the hospitality. I'm gonna have a bunch of literature there as well. So
Ron, for these scripts,
yeah,
you're planning to put those at the stations?
yeah. And
Do you want to send them to me and I can
I'm
print
gonna
them?
send them around to the group.
Yeah, because what I can do is I can print them and I can laminate them so that they're sitting up there
Perfect.
laminated in case it's raining.
Perfect.
nice.
Because I was just gonna put them in sheet protectors. If you can laminate them, that's
That'd
great.
be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody label everything.
Signs for each one of the stations as well. So we have W3R signs for all the stations like she did last year.
Yeah.
Joe, your deviation's about 500 hertz. So I don't know what you do with your volume, but
Way down?
yeah.
Yeah, you're a lot
It
lower.
sounds like your lav is not on you. Did you put it down?
Greg, you're real loud, and Joe.
Wait, how's this?
That's
Low
much better.
radio.
Yeah, there you go.
I forgot to put my
Sorry.
PAL mic on.
There you go.
I had
I
to
also
get up and
have
get it.
one of these for every station as well.
Oh,
Nice.
perfect.
Very good. But
So Joe,
it's-
your comment.
it's extra, so it doesn't matter.
What? You need a
You
comment?
had a question.
I had a question?
Yeah, but that we couldn't hear.
Oh, I said a statement. Martha made up signs
Signs.
for every station with W3R like she did last year.
Excellent.
So
Wonderful. And we have a K3 DTS for the GOTA station, right?
I don't see Bill in the
That's our call
picture.
sign for that.
There he is. There's Bill. I have a question. I should ask this earlier. So I'm going to give you guys my score. Can I work you during the field day?
You're muted, Bill.
There you go.
Trying to keep you from hearing all the drilling and filing.
All right, you're fine.
As long as you don't work at field day, you can work from home and sign your score, yes.
Can
But
he
can I-
work us though? At
Can I work you
WR?
guys?
Yes, absolutely. That was a rule that changed, I think, last year, but it still applies.
Okay.
All right. So George, CW, man.
I'll be
I
on
want to work you
CW.
CW.
I'll be on CW.
what antenna are you going to use, George?
So I have a 40-meter dipole in the attic, which is useless. But I am going to grab some tubing when I'm up there tomorrow. I have enough tubing to make up either a 20-meter, well, 20-meter/15-meter vertical. Then I'm going to put up as a ground plane. I'll put it up 10 feet in the air and run radials down, run 4
That'll
radials.
work.
Yeah.
Well, that'll work good.
Yep. So that'll be my job for Friday/early Saturday to make sure that's up and operational. I mean, the 40's already up there, but they're useless. Good, guys.
All right. So much for making this a fast one. As we
Yeah.
talked about way up front.
Get a
Well-
bunch of hams together. They're never fast ones.
Very true.
It's
So
good
that's
we
the
got
guideline.
together. I have a page and a half or 2 pages of notes. It's good we got together.
Yep.
All right,
Absolutely.
guys,
Think
my
about-
battery is dying right now, so I'm gonna have to say good night. But
Thanks, Harvey. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
buddy.
Harvey.
Thanks.
see you
See you, Harvey. See you Friday.
Take care.
Think about how much time we saved. with the locations and setup, but where we've been up there on Friday in the rain trying to do it.
Right.
Yep.
I have the W18W schedule printed out that I can put at each station. It's primarily early in the morning, early evening is when it's there, but there's lots of opportunities for that.
Yes.
You talking about the message?
Yeah, the W18W message.
Yeah, okay, because I'll try and copy that here so that you've got it. You know, because I know
Okay.
that's worth 50 or 100 point, whatever it is worth something. So I'll try and get that copied here.
Cool.
Yeah. I am putting a goal on me to do 200 contacts. So I'm gonna try my best. If I give you guys 400 points, that would be very nice.
Oh, wow.
You'll
That'd
do
be
it.
cool.
No doubt in my mind.
So we're gonna try for anyway.
Otherwise, Harry will be looking down and kicking your ass.
Yeah, tell me. What are you using for an antenna, boy?
Hey, come on! I taught you better than that. Damn it! Jeez, you're one of the Friday nighters.
Oh, Bill, that looks cool.
That's
Looks awesome.
That's the adapter plate for Scott's mask. That should work well.
Nice.
Wow.
1 inch. So I did
Nice.
that while we were talking tonight, guys. So thanks.
Holy smokes.
You've
Jeez.
got
Nice.
fabrication skills, man.
Yeah, that's
You got to
nice.
admit, the cat probably helped you.
Yeah, I was
They
just gonna
did.
say, buddy,
Yeah,
buddy
big
helped you out there, yeah.
Big help.
Yeah, he probably gets in the way. Yeah. Let's see here. I'll send the script around. It's very simple. Chuck and I were done in 15 minutes. Well, you know, Chuck, he's very efficient. So we got this done. And maybe I can find it here very quickly. Field day. If I can't, I will just send it over to you here for sure.
The big thing, and George will agree with this, that Harry taught us, you know, when you're in a contest, the guy already knows his call sign.
Yeah.
So you give your call sign. Now you have to give his call sign once to be a valid exchange.
Yeah.
Correct.
But you don't say WA3 LVR, WA3 LVR, WA3 LVR, this is W3 GMS. So if he's calling CQ and you respond, you
Your
say,
call.
Golf Mike Sierra as an example. And then the guy will come back, oh, Golf Mike Sierra, you give him your full call. 59 EPA, QSL, go back, QSL, good luck. QRZ field day, and you keep running. And you should be able to run at least 4 a minute with that.
Thing is, your call's so short, you can give the whole thing. Whiskey 3 Romeo. That's
Yeah,
real simple.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We got people looking for us, by the way. We got Gloucester County,
The cops.
Marple Newtown, we got First State, all these guys. So they're already looking for us. By the way, Travis, if you let me share the screen, I'll show you what the script looks like here. It's right here in front of me.
You should be, I'm not sharing, right? You should be able to.
Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
Digital.
I have
Joe,
one
I
question.
don't have any problems with this stuff at all. It's working
Oh
great.
my.
No, I never have
That was good.
Thank
I
you,
note.
run
Greg.
Windows religiously here forever. Never have an issue.
I think that's a theme song.
I like that.
That's from The Price is Right.
Yeah, right. That was good.
Yeah.
Here's
Okay.
here's what we put
Little
together.
audio
Long
clips.
CQ.
Okay, so
field
you're
day,
using
CQ
QRZ.
field day. You guys see this?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Um,
can see it.
So it's a long CQ there.
Yeah, and if the band's busy, you don't have to do the second one.
Exactly. So we had the short CQ,
Yeah.
which is abbreviated, obviously, and then the exchange, their call sign, to make it official, like you said.
You got to use their call once.
I use it
Yes.
once. That
Yes.
makes it official.
My
Whiskey 3
suggestion-
Romeo, and he checked. That's all you need to do is say we are 5 Alpha Eastern PA EPA QSL and done,
Goes up.
and
Right.
then go next one. And then their report, and then good luck in the contest. CQ field day from Whiskey 3 Romeo. This is the whole thing.
And a lot of times you'll have pileups calling you.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you said QRZ, like
Yep.
who's calling me?
Yeah.
QRZ field day, and then come back, and then you work them. And if you hear like a W6 calling you and a W5 calling you, you pick, say, okay, everybody from the 6th district.
Yes.
Them. Then you go to the 5th district and you work them and things like that. And once you have a frequency and you've been on that frequency, don't let anybody take the frequency from you.
Okay.
Right.
Got the frequency. So if you snooze, you lose.
You lose.
Exactly.
So
You gotta stay on
you
it.
gotta keep hammering it.
Yeah,
if you gotta go to the potty, get your logger to come and start hollering for you.
That's right.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, just start whistling Dixie or whatever.
yeah. Or-
Unfortunately, they can't outpower us if they're going by the rule.
Right.
There we go.
Well,
So this
I
is
don't know.
script.
we can always-
I'll polish it up a little bit, Travis, make it larger, font, that kind of stuff, bold.
Yep,
So we could do that and then we'll go from there. I'll send it over to you.
Thank
sounds
you.
good.
You want just, is PDF is fine,
PDF is perfect.
great, cause
I'll print it up
I'll
and,
do a PDF from Word and I'll be in good shape. Okay, great, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so unshare. Here we go. Perfect.
Cool.
Glad we covered these points.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
You're
guys.
welcome.
You guys will be fine. I mean, this will be great. You guys will be up there kicking butt.
We'll call you from Chester County Prison.
Oh, boy.
That's
They have
why
a big tower there.
Belmont.
You know, they have a big tower there, right?
They do. They
Yeah.
do.
It's got D-Star on it. It's got C-Car. It's got all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Digital.
Use that.
Hear that, Joe? They got digital in prison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. I'll bring plenty of bail money.
Good. Yeah, we'll need it.
You're needed.
This will be a lot of fun. It really will.
Well,
Rain
you
or
guys will
shine.
do
You know,
great.
we've operated in the rain before. I mean, you know, we've operated in snow, rain,
Yeah.
wind. You know,
It's just.
Yeah, it would
There's
be
no s-
enjoyable, but it is what it is, and you make the best of it and
Make the
move
best
forward.
of it.
best of it.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
There's
You
no
can't-
squalls predicted, right?
What's that?
There's no squalls predicted, right? Like what we had at the breakfast the other day.
I
Oh,
don't
gosh,
think
that was
so.
horrible.
I don't think so at all.
That was dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it spawned off a tornado. It ripped through that campground up in West Callan.
Was that the same one that Steve is at? Was
No,
that his campground? He's
that's
at
not his
Chambers Lake. That's right.
Yeah.
He's
He's
near
in-
Chambers Lake.
He's in Birchview Campground. This was at Hidden Acres Campground, which is up off Sandy Hill
I
Road.
was worried about that.
Yeah, it wasn't his campground. No.
Real tough.
A nasty storm. Yeah. All right, guys.
Okay,
Okay,
so
very good. And
Alright.
I think this recording is going to come into my folder. I'm not sure, but if it's going to come into yours, right, Travis?
Yeah, because it's from my work, so
Oh,
I'll send you the link to it. You
yeah,
can grab it from there.
send the link and then we'll go from there. Because otherwise, I'd upload it to.
are you going to work tomorrow, Travis?
Just as to
Yeah,
We'll get everybody in the conference room and play this to them.
yeah.
put them to sleep right away.
That'll be
You
interesting.
know, people running for the
We might
doors.
get a few hams out of it.
No,
Yeah.
no, Joe, they'll be running for the doors. Oh yeah, these are regular people, not like us. All right, guys, I'm gonna back out too.
Thank you, guys.
I am
Thank you,
too. I don't have
everybody.
anything more.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You guys.
Wish you were going to be with us, George. You don't look any different. You really don't.
Man, I know.
You
but
actually look a little better.
You think so?
Oh, gee.
Okay.
You sure that's not the camera?
I think George.
All right, we'll see you guys
doing
later.
I just don't. I don't want to share this with you. That's all. You don't want.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Guys. Good night. Thanks again.
Okay, take care.
Good night. all.
Cheers, everybody.
Good night.
I'm